So I don't date American black men. I have never dated an American black man. And my
Welcome. I just got done doing a live on this, but I definitely felt compelled to do a video on this. This is a very interesting topic, and I want to kind of go. There's a lot to be said about what this woman said and what everybody is saying about what she's saying. So let's get into it. So this content creator made a video basically saying that she doesn't want to date black men in America for various reasons. What I got from it was just that black men in America aren't traditional enough. Pretty much that's what I got from it. And I thought it was interesting. I had a few reactions, but I'll get to that as the video goes on. We'll go through it right now, and I'll kind of let you guys know where my head is at. But I think it's important to hear what she says in totality, because she says a lot, and it is a little complicated to kind of decipher. And I just feel like we need to do a good job of making sure that we take out the things that don't need to be there and leave the most important parts about it. So let's get into it.
enough and I was genuine. So I don't date American black men. I have never dated an American black man. And my reasons are quite simple. So a few days ago, I made a video about coffee dates, and I basically talked about how I would never accept a coffee date as a first date. I think it's low effort and it's just not my thing. Surprisingly enough, and I was genuinely surprised, 98% of the commenters and the people that were upset were American black men. So
Not surprising that the majority of men that would be commenting on that video would be American black men for several reasons. A, she's a black woman. First and foremost, I always got to talk about the algorithm. Let's talk about the algorithm. We know TikTok has a problem with racism, and all these apps have a problem with racism in their algorithms, right? Like the algorithms are racist. So it doesn't surprise me that black men are responding the most to that because she's a black woman. I almost guarantee you, if a white woman made that same video, it would be predominantly white women responding to that. So I took that with a grain of salt.
So shocked because I didn't think that video would land on their For You page, but it did, and hundreds of them, hundreds.
The reason why they're responding to it is because men in America and abroad, I mean, this is not even an American thing, but I'll speak to just American men, black, white, or otherwise. They don't really want to put forth much effort, if any effort, into wooing a woman, right? Let's just be honest. They don't think women are worth the time. They don't think most women. They don't think most women are worth the time nor the effort. That's what it pretty much boils down to. And we have a culture that creates all of this entitlement for men, right? And also right now it's at an all-time high. I won't say an all-time high. I don't know. It feels like it's at an the hatred of women is at an all-time high. Like, men are more and more resentful towards women and have this misplaced hate towards women. I actually will say it's at an all-time high, because the more women get autonomy and the more women reject men, and rightfully so, the more angry men get. So I will say the hatred of women is at an all-time high right now. Back in the day, when women were forced to be with men, giving access to men, there were less angry men at women. They were less angry, I would say, but it's always been there.
Were crying on my shoulder over the fact that I would not drink bean juice on a first date with a man.
Not drinking bean juice is wild, by the way.
Or with anyone. They were in my comments calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a gold digger and saying that I'm this and that. And then unprovoked, they started attacking me for my looks. By the way, I was so nice in that video.
Calling her a gold digger is, I did a video yesterday on another drizzle guy. When women have any expectations like that require a man to spend money of any kind, doesn't matter the amount of money, just spending money of any kind on her, she is automatically going to be deemed as a gold digger in their minds. That's what they want to do. They want to shame you with that word gold digger. Men have taken every single word that is meant to describe a specific group of people, and you guys just have, the words don't mean anything anymore to anybody. They don't mean anything anymore. Calling a woman a gold digger, you guys call I definitely was a part of this growing up. I don't do it anymore, but I calling women the B word, calling women 304s. You know what I mean? Like the words have lost all meaning. Those are supposed to be reserved for specific groups of women, right? To specific groups of people. But you guys call everybody the B word. You guys call every woman a 304. Even women you call virgins 304s. You call your mama a 304. Like y'all call all women 304s, right? So no, the words have lost all meaning. Gold digger lost all meaning. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean what you guys try to make it mean.
Calling me all types of names, saying that I'm a gold digger and saying that I'm this and that. And then unprovoked, they started attacking me for my looks. By the way, I was so nice in that video. I did not insult anyone in that video, but they were insulting me.
The whole idea is insulting to them. This is in no defense of them, but I'm saying the whole idea that a woman has an expectation of men that makes them have to spend any type of money, that's insulting to men, especially men in America. That they took that as a direct attack on their manhood and their personhood.
In that video, I did not insult anyone in that video, but they were insulting me. They were coming at me for my skin color, saying that I'm too dark and that I shouldn't have any standards. They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features.
I don't want to hear any black man complaining about that. Any man acting like this woman is like, that's not common or that's not true. I did a video yesterday. I did a live yesterday where this man got on my panel and said, and I quote, all dark-skinned black women are evil. So I don't want to hear y'all sit up here and try to gaslight us and act like that didn't happen. No, black men are definitely out here practicing extreme levels of colorism against dark-skinned black women. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So I 100% agree with everything she's saying so far, for the most part. Well, I'll get into what I don't agree with, but I agree with the sentiments, I should say.
My skin color, saying that I'm too dark and that I shouldn't have any standards. They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features. They were coming at me because I have an Afrocentric hairstyle in. Black American.
They don't think any woman should have any standards, by the way, ma'am. Not just you. They don't think any woman should have standards, not just dark-skinned black women. But they'll use that in that moment to shame you. They'll use whatever they can in the moment to shame you, right? So yeah, she happened to be dark skinned. So she's a dark skinned woman. She shouldn't have any standards. I've seen him do it with single baby mothers. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it with younger girls. I've seen him do it with older women. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're an older woman, well, you're 35, you're 45 years old. You shouldn't have any standards. You should just be happy I'm trying to talk to you, because nobody wants an old hag like you. Like that's how they, you know what I mean? Like they don't think any woman should have standards. But in this case, they used the complexion of her skin and her Afrocentric features specifically. And that's shameful.
They were coming at me for my Afrocentric features. They were coming at me because I have an Afrocentric hairstyle in. Black American men honestly have this habit of attacking black women for the way that they look, especially if you are a darker skinned woman or you have more Afrocentric features.
Once again, 100% true. Don't for a second try to lie to us and tell us that's not common. Don't do that.
They will attack you. So the fact that
the only thing I'm saying, and here's where okay. And I gave her grace when I initially commented on this video, when I saw what she is saying to me is 100% true. I am a black man. What she is saying about black men specifically is 100% true. Now, for me, I gave her grace because she was saying specifically American black men. She's of African descent. I'm like 100% sure she's from like Nigeria or something like that. And I have never dated any man, black, American black man, any other, any type of man. So I always defer to women in these instances, or I typically defer to women in these instances, right? I definitely picked up on the xenophobia, specifically American black men. No doubt about it. I picked up on that xenophobia. But at the same time, we do have a different culture. We do have our own culture here, right? It doesn't mean that our culture may not be, similar in some way, shape, or form to other cultures or whatever. But I'm just saying we do have our own culture here, right? Maybe a lot of things for American black men is different than Nigerian men or Ethiopian men and so on and so forth. So I just kind of deferred to her. But I was talking to one of my friends about this, a woman, and she was saying that she honestly believes that this woman was saying this stuff to be inflammatory. And I don't know if that's the case or not. Once again, I'm going to give her grace and assume that she really meant everything that she said. I don't know if she was saying this to be inflammatory. I'm not going to make any accusations, but no doubt about it, what she was saying was xenophobic. No doubt about it. It was xenophobic, without a doubt. But like I said, as a black man, I'm also not going to lie about this. I'm not going to lie. Black men in America, like in most places, when it comes to, issues, negative impacts, definitely money plays a big role. Our history plays a big role. Us not being marriage minded. Most American men aren't marriage minded. Most American men don't get married, white, black, or otherwise, right? I mean, collectively, I should say. Most American men don't get married. Most of us don't stay married if we do get married. So what does that, what I mean? Being marriage minded to me is not just the act of getting married, right? It's one thing just to get married for the sake of getting married. There's another thing to get married and go into it going, I'm actually going to make this work. Meaning as a man, because you guys know that I think that divorces and breakups are almost 100% in the hands of the man. So as the man in a relationship, if I embark on any relationship, marriage or long-term relationship or anything like that, any commitment, I should go into it going, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that this union stays intact. And I don't think that I know that the vast majority of men are not, they have not adopted that idea, right? They have not taken on that idea at all, right? So I'm not in the, for me, I'm not like going to sit here and act like, well, black men aren't marriage minded. Like most men aren't marriage minded, right? But yeah, economics plays a big role as to why black men are I think less marriage minded, and that's based on the numbers. We're less marriage minded than everybody else. Also, our history, we can't ignore it. Black Americans, when we during slavery and Jim Crow and all that stuff, it was really hard for us to be married, right? Like I mean, during slavery, we legally couldn't be married, so they didn't even recognize our unions for a long time. They went unrecognized. We got no benefits from it, so on and so forth. So yeah, and people can say whatever they want to say, but like that is in our DNA now. That trauma lives in us, right? I don't want to ignore that. We definitely have to recognize that. But at the same time, we're not doing anything to fix it, and that's the part that I blame us for. That we're not addressing it, and the women are screaming at us, telling us we need to address it, and we're going, yeah, pipe down. We can't blame that on slavery.
That they came at me for my looks unprovoked is not surprising to me at all. So reading the comments and watching the stitches, it brought up a discussion between me and my parents about why I don't date American black men. American black men generally do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not.
Is she lying? She's not lying about that. But once again, American black men more so than other men in this country. Yes, I agree. But American men don't, none of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like American men don't value any of those things in general, right? But American black men less than everybody else, no doubt about it. For the reasons that I already stated, I think a lot of it is rooted in that. Because what is the other explanation, y'all? Like, let's be honest about this. I know a lot of people want to just blame. I won't say I know a lot of people want to do this, but I feel like I get the frustration. I get that it's like, hey, black man, we need you to get your stuff together. I'm there. Trust me, I'm a black man, and I'm trying to implore black men to get, to get our stuff together. But I don't ever like falling into that trap of the reason why this is happening is because I'm a black man. Meaning, I'm talking about like in nature, like it's just my nature as a black man to be this way. And a lot of times that's what it comes off as. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not asking for empathy from anybody for black men, right? Except from other black men, I should say. I think black men owe other black men empathy, but I'm not asking for empathy from from anybody else. But I'm just saying that painting us with this broad brush that like, or making this implication that it's, to me, a lot of times it feels like people are just saying like it's just in us, like we're just born this way or something like that. I'm like, nah, come on. That's not what it is. We definitely have to speak on the historical ramifications of slavery and Jim Crow and reconciliation, you know, and all that. I'm sorry, not reconciliation. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for it. You guys know what I'm talking about.
I'm not saying that all American Black men are like this.
Reconstruction, tripping. Just came to me. I knew it would come. Let's take it back a little bit. Take it back a little bit.
Do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American Black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you.
Most men will do those things. Most men will do those things. Just I don't know if she knows this because I'm guessing she's only dated Black men, not from America. But most men will do those things. African men will do those things. European men will do those things. Asian men will do those things. And Black American men also will do those things. That is not something unique. And I'm talking about the vast majority of men in general. Do Black men do it more than any other man? I don't think so. I don't think Black men do those things that she just said more than any group of men. I don't believe that at all. I think what she's talking about now is all men, and she's saying that it's just Black men, or not just Black men, but sorry, not just Black men, but it's mainly Black men, or Black men do it the most, or whatever the case may be. I'm not into that.
Traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American Black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you. I don't know why, but the sight of seeing a Black woman, a dark-skinned Black woman, having standards really does bother them.
Two-edged. It's twofold. Any woman having standards bothers them. Secondly, a dark-skinned Black woman having standards bothers them. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No denying that. I'm going to mention that every single time. Don't try to lie to us, man. We do that. A lot, like that's a known thing that Black men do. Like, please don't do that. Don't try to lie.
A dark-skinned Black woman having standards really does bother them. Maybe it's because in their mind, nobody ever talks about this, but they believe Black women, dark-skinned Black women, deserve crumbs. Colorism is real, and they think that we deserve crumbs and that we shouldn't have any standards. I mean, I was getting so many messages and comments saying, "You're dark-skinned, why do you have all these standards?" The only reason why that video got them really upset was because it basically told them to do better. And they do not take well at all to being told to do better, as you can clearly see.
Men want to... Now, I don't know. She's talking specifically about Black American men as if this, like basically saying like, this is something unique to us or something like that. That's the way she's framing it. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm getting from what she's saying. Like, because here's what I'm saying. The first part, the part about here, I'll take it back to the part that I agree with about Black men specifically.
Saying that all American Black men are...
Let's take it back a little bit more.
To me at all. So reading the comments and watching the stitches, it brought up a discussion between me and my parents about why I don't date American Black men. American Black men generally do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage.
Those three things I agree with. Like, Black men have the biggest problem with that in this country. I don't know about abroad. I don't know about the across the diaspora, but in this country, no doubt about it. I've been on many panels, talked to many Black men about this. Black men have the hardest time, like, just paying for dates, like just paying for a date, putting forth any effort in courting a woman or anything like that. And this is a weird conversation for me because you guys, like, I'm not into the patriarchy. I'm not, I don't know if you guys have peeped that. I'm not into the patriarchy. I'm not into misogyny. That's not my brand at all. In real life, this is not just an online persona. I'm not into it. But when it comes to like dating and stuff, I am definitely old school. Like, me personally, like, I'm definitely old school when it comes to that. And when I say that, I'm saying like, I'm paying for dates. Like, I'm paying for dates. I'm taking her out. I'm courting her. I'm calling her. I'm texting her. Like, I'm doing all of those things. Like, that's easy. My problem really has never been that, ever. I mean, I'm gonna center myself for a second, just so, because I don't like coming off as like I'm like this perfect guy at all. That's not my shtick. That's never been my problem. My problem has never been that. I won't say I've never been a ghoster, but I'm not really a ghoster. Like, my problem has been keeping the same energy throughout the relationship. My problem has been masking you know, things of that nature, changing things like that. That's been my problem. But like the idea of courtship and or courting and dating and paying for, like, that's easy. That's like the lowest hanging fruit to me personally. So I can't relate to that. But I do see a lot of black men. I just had I wish I could have found the clip, but I just had a discussion. I had a whole panel full of black men. Black man was talking about how he's like, oh yeah, you know, women want to go to Ruth's Chris and all these Morton Steakhouse and Club 42 or whatever the hell, you know, all these steakhouses or whatever. I'm like, women don't even be liking steak like that, but whatever. Those sound like places you want to go, whatever. But he was just complaining about having to pay for like those types of dates, and I was like, then don't take her there. And he was implying like, well, if you don't take her there, she ain't gonna go out with you. And I'm like, that's cap. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe I'm missing something, but I'm sure girls are still eating that PF Chang's. I'm like, and if it ain't, maybe you don't take them to it. I'm sorry, I don't want to get into the realm of giving people dating advice. But if I were to give you any advice, man, you don't have to take women to expensive places. Just take them to cool places with cool ambiance, right? Cool ambiance goes a long way, right? So you can get away with spending the same amount of money you would spend 60, 70, 80 bucks, right? At a Fridays or a Chili's, but you're just taking them to a mom and pop spot. You're not taking them to a place that they've been to every single time. That shows effort. You put some thought into it. Oh, she likes Korean, French, fusion cuisine, or she's never tried it. And from her talking to her, I feel like she might like this. Or you just know it's good. You're just like, yeah, this is just good food. I'm gonna take you here and the ambiance is cool. Whatever it is, that shows effort. It shows thought. It shows you have style, right? Shows you have an eye for cool things. You see what I mean? That a lot is going into that. That's what I'm saying. And I think that's what women are asking for. But men are acting like they're just asking for you to throw around your money and leave with your wallet. But that's men. Men are projecting that onto women. Once again, you got to stop doing that, bros. Please. It's imperative.
Do not value courtship, traditionalism, or even marriage. And I'm not saying that all American black men are like this, but a large majority are. They will berate you, break you down, and take advantage of you. I don't know why, but the sight of seeing a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, having standards really does bother them. Maybe it's because in their mind, nobody ever talks about this, but they believe black women, dark-skinned black women, deserve crumbs. Colorism is real, and they think that we deserve crumbs and that we shouldn't have any standards. I mean, I was getting so many messages and comments saying, you're dark-skinned, why do you have all these standards? The only reason why that video got them really upset was because it basically told them to do better. And they do not take well at all to being told to do better, as you can clearly see, and it's because they are not required to. They are used to giving women nothing, giving women crumbs, but then receiving the world back. So when they were watching my video, they were so upset. They were like, oh, no. You want me to take you on a proper date? A proper date when all I'm used to is inviting women back to my house, or inviting women on a nature walk as a first date, or inviting women to my car to link and smoke? You want me to actually put in effort? No, I'm not used to that at all. They're literally in my comments saying, what makes you think you deserve a meal? You need to prove yourself. And when I'm
That is real. Once again, I've heard that from scores of black men. Oh, you know, this dude, there was a dude on my live one time who said, I'm trying to get to know the girl before I take her out. I was like, what? I was like, what? Taking her out is getting to know her, bro. Taking her out is getting to know her. You're knocking out two birds with one stone. That is what taking her out is supposed to do. But he was saying that he was trying to find a way to date a woman without having to pay for the date. That's what I got from it. He was like, yeah, you know, you can just invite her to like friends events, like mutual friends events, and like she's just there on her own. I'm like, what if she's there and some other dude talks to her? You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird, bro. Like, that's weird. So, because you would be mad if you invited that girl to a mutual friends event and I'm there, right? I'm gonna talk to her. If I like her, I'm gonna talk to her. Y'all friends? Hey, watch out. Hey, thanks for introducing us. Now you mad. Now you mad at me. Oh, this money, y'all talking to the girl. Take her, because I'm gonna take her out. We're gonna go on a date. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some laughs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so take that girl out. Like, what are y'all doing? It can't be this difficult. Golly, man.
American black men say that you need to prove yourself. That just basically means you need to go through hell and back with him. They don't want to put in the effort because they're lazy, they are entitled, and they are cheap. And don't get me wrong, it's not all American black men that are like this. It's just the large majority. And that is a problem because the majority of black American women prefer black American men, but there are not enough good black American men to go around.
There's not enough good men to go around in general. Once again, I don't think that's a specific thing to black men. That's what I'm saying. It was a lot of undertones of xenophobia in there. No doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? I can't let that slide. I'm gonna have to clock that. No doubt about it. I gotta clock that. Right. But her sentiments were real. Her sentiments were real. No doubt about it. I'm not gonna invalidate anything she said outside of it being like, I guess, specifically about American black men for the most part. Like everything she was saying about men, if she just would have said that about men in general, 1,000% true. Some of the things she was saying about American black men, like I said before, they are worse in our communities. They are worse in our culture, whatever you want to say. They are worse, but they're in every culture though. They're in white men do the same thing. Asian men do the same thing. American black men do it. African black men do it. South American black men do. Like black men do this everywhere. White men do this everywhere. Asian men do this everywhere. We don't think women deserve much of anything, right? We don't believe women deserve much of anything. That's what it is. We don't think women deserve our effort. We don't think women deserve our time. We definitely don't think women deserve our money. Period, point blank, unfortunately. Also, and lastly, a connection that I made between this was how there are so many red-pilled men and traditional men and passport bros, PP bros, as we call them. There are so many of these men out here in America. Let y'all tell it. Because what are the passport bros? They want a traditional woman. They can't take the women of the West. The women of the West are too feminine. They're not fit. They're not friendly. They're not freaky. They're not whatever it is, right? This woman looks to be the part. From what I can tell, for all intents and purposes, she is a traditional, modest woman. She's pretty. She's young. She's all the things that these men scream that they want in a woman, right? She's sitting right there. And she's saying, I wouldn't touch y'all with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't touch y'all with a 10-foot pole because the vast majority of you guys are not traditional. Traditional beyond. We already know most men aren't providers and protectors. We already know that, right? That we talk about the traditional 2 P's, providers, protectors, right? But also, you guys aren't traditional in like chivalry. You're not chivalrous. She's clocking that. She's saying, where is the chivalry? You're traditional. Where's the chivalry? You guys are asking to link and smoke and chill in cars and watch and do Netflix and chill and all of these things. She's like, that's not, go on coffee date. What's wrong with a coffee date? Nothing's wrong with a coffee date as long as that woman is okay with the coffee date, right? That woman's okay with the coffee date, go on a coffee date. You're going to have a coffee date at some point in time. Many coffee dates probably. But I'm pretty sure that the initial, you guys needing to feel like there's no way for you to vet, man. I want you to know, I'm going to say the same thing I say to the women. There's no way for you to vet, gentlemen. You cannot. You can't, there's no way for you to know if this woman's going to use you for a meal. And I'm going to say this, if that is the worst thing you have to worry about, you got it made. Because women have to worry about their personhood. They have to worry about their safety. Anytime they're in close proximity to any man. So you go pick up a woman, you're in a car with her, you and her alone, that danger zone for a woman. Danger zone. Right? And we know that expectations of women are much higher in society to look a certain way. You don't have to spend as much money to get dressed. You don't have to look a certain, you don't have to put as much time in as a man, generally speaking. And also showing a woman effort up front. Sorry to say it, gentlemen, we need to prove ourselves to women. That's the bottom line. We need to earn their trust. We need to earn access, right? We need to earn their attention. They already have our attention. So why are you mad because you don't already have their attention? If you want to fix that, tear down the patriarchy, because that's the problem. The reason why you don't already have the woman's attention is because of the patriarchy. But that's a different time, different video, right? But you don't. She already has your attention. You're mad because that you don't have her attention. That's all it is. Stop putting that on her. Right? You want her, you want to make her, you want to break down those walls, right? You want her to feel safe around you. You're going to have to do stuff. You're going to have to invest time. You're not going to be able just to be like, hey, come over to my house and come, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be able to do that on the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 dates, maybe. It may take a while. But if you like her, maybe it's worth it, right? But the problem is y'all don't really like women. You don't really like women. You only like the utility of women. You only like what they can do for you or do to you. But you don't like them as people, man. If you like them as people, then you will see the necessity in building a rapport with them, building a relationship with them, making them feel safe with you, making them, you know what I mean? Building up that confidence. And you won't try to do that the cheapest way possible, the fastest way possible. You will take your time with it. That's it. And that's all they're asking for. That's it. They're doing that with you. So they're asking you to do that for them. It's reciprocal. Trust me, it's reciprocal in the vast majority of cases. But that's my little 2 cents on the dating scene, man. I don't really, like I said, I freaking hate giving dating advice. It's always weird to me. But hey, good luck. Godspeed and good luck to all my brothers and sisters out there in the dating market. The dating pool definitely has piss in it.